Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH, and this is a very bittersweet video. About 8 months ago or so, sometime last year, it might have even been right around a year ago, I happened to just journey across to a city near me, and I stumbled across a flea market. At the time, I was looking for a CRT television to put in my other movie room. And I found this place and walked inside. The place is called Frog's Flea Market. And I found this really cool flea market where on the left side of the store, it was like a DVD horror fan's dream and just retro media. And I met this gentleman named Zach. Now, I walked in there, I started talking to him, introduced myself to him, I'm looking for, and one thing led to another, and he had been watching my YouTube channel, which is always very humbling if I find anybody that ever watches my stuff in real life. I mean, my channel is not big, so when it happens, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, whoa, that's really cool. And sure enough, you know, he said, hey man, like I get this kind of stuff. We developed a friendship, and Zach would call me up, and the guy would just take such good care of me. We'd walk in, and he'd shoot me a text and say, I got this, and this. I got some really cool stuff. I got Friday the 13th VHS tapes, a bunch of retro 2000s horror DVDs, some Massacre video stuff, you name it. I mean, I got all Hack-O-Lantern I got from him. How he gets it, I don't know, but he gets it. And unfortunately, he gave me a call. And guys, I want you to know, I got some incredible stuff to show you guys. And I'm sure you guys see something right there we'll talk about. Long story short, Zach gave me a call the other day, and he said, Christian, I got some stuff for you. You ought to come check it out. And when it comes to pricing, the guy is just so generous to me. He just takes such good care of me. He's an awesome guy. He said, I got some bad news, Christian. I'm selling the flea market. I've got a buyer, and I'm setting sail. So it's kind of cool that the flea market's still going to be open, but it's also kind of sad that Zach's not going to be running it anymore. And he said he's going to do some traveling. He said he's been thinking about it for a while. So, Zach, I want to cheers you, my brother. You are the man. Thank you so much for everything you hooked me up with. And this is going to be probably my last Zach haul that I got from the flea market. And to say that this wasn't the best of all would be an understatement. So, guys, I've got stuff I want to show you that I picked up. Of course, I want to get your opinion on it. Some really cool vintage Anchor Bay stuff, as well as a vintage movie rack that we'll look at right there. I'm sure you guys see it. You can already see what I've done with it. So hang tight, guys. So here we go. First things first, and the prices on these, this was not the price that he charged me. I don't want to get into that. I guess it doesn't matter, but long story short, Zach liked me and I liked him, and he just took care of me. He wanted this stuff to go to a good place, so he took care of me. So I'll just say that. First things first, guys, check this out. I got a I Spit on Your Grave collector's VHS of Anchor Bay, the classic. And now we know, I read Demi Moore's book. That is her butt. That is the lovely Demi Moore. And there it is. And I think these had reversible art on them. So this one looks like it is black and white on the inside. Very cool. Almost wish that these were clear VHS cases then, you know what I'm saying? Because that way you could see all this stuff better. But I get to add this to my Anchor Bay VHS collection. I have gotten so many Anchor Bay stuff from Zach, it's unbelievable. I Spit on Your freaking grave, man. Look at that. So, very, very cool. Next up, I got this from Zach. I hadn't heard of it, but I figured I may as well grab it. Again, ignore the prices. It's not what I paid. Not that it matters, but I don't want you to be like, I thought she said he was giving you a deal on this stuff. Don't worry about that. This is Pieces of Talent, a film by Joe Stauffer. I never heard of this, but I had the opportunity to get this from him, where it's autographed by the cast on there. And it looks pretty out there. I don't know anything about it, but it looks gory and crazy, and it's autographed by the cast. So, I mean, we'll see what's what on that, but it does look very, very cool. So, and it's a 2-disc set. Oh, there's a documentary, I guess. Special features on that. Next up, guys, this one I was excited about. A Serbian film uncut. I know this movie is not for everybody, and I know you got to be somewhat of a sicko to watch this, but I am one of those people that loves to catalog the dark corners of the horror genre. And I have an uncut version, which I don't really know what's different about this. But this is an uncut version of a Serbian film with a free digital copy. So we'll see. We'll see what this entails. If you guys want a review of a Serbian film uncut, please comment down below and I will gladly review this film. Uncut. I've never seen it uncut. Next up, guys, an unrated. This is a magnet DVD. I would see this every time I would go there and I wouldn't grab it for one reason or another. This time I did. I Saw the Devil. I've heard a couple people talk about this film, and I think when they've brought it up, they were saying this movie is amazing. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I am very, very excited to check this out. So, I Saw the Devil. Tell me what you guys think about that. Pray for Revenge. So it's a revenge movie, I guess. Excited nonetheless. Next up, guys, I get to continue my IFC collection with a movie called Mutants. Have not seen this. It says a gory crossbreed of 28 Days Later and Dawn of the Dead. David Morley film. Pretty interesting cover. It is an IFC title, so it's always great to add to my IFC collection. This came out in, what year did this come out? It's 2010, IFC. There you have it. Mutants. Hadn't heard of this. Oh, this is a national video title, too. Oh, it's even got the receipt in here. Let's see when somebody bought this. Let's see when somebody bought this. National Video, 3/8/23. Oh, they have other movies that they bought with this receipt. So this person in 2023 bought Mutants, this one. They bought Satan's Little Helper. They bought Wreck. They bought Digging Up the Marrow. And they bought the Hatchet unrated DVD. That is sick. Now I get to keep the receipt. Good titles. I got some Adam Green stuff. Next up, guys, this was a title I used to see all the time on the Blockbuster shelves back in high school and middle school. Otis. It's Juno for the horror set. Absolutely brilliant. I used to just see this all the time, and it looked absolutely ridiculous. Daniel Stern's in this. Ashley Johnson, Jared Kuzniks, Kevin Pollak, Ileana Douglas. Who knows how bizarro this is going to be? It looks absolutely bizarro. So, after all these years, I'll be able to watch it. I used to see it on the Blockbuster shelves. And the funny thing is, it would always stop me in my tracks when I would see it. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Next up, guys, Fangoria presents Inhuman Resources. I grabbed this because, you know, it's great cover art. This is the classic Fangoria before the rebrand, before it came back in circulation. This came out in 2011. I've not seen it. Is that Danielle Harris? Or am I going nuts? Nicholas Hope, Kelly Paterni, Sam Reed, James McKay, Alan Dukes, Haley McKay. No, I think it just kind of looks like her. Inhuman Resources. Looking forward to this. 6 captive office workers chained to their desk by a demented escaped serial killer are charged with the impossible task of proving his innocence or suffering gruesome consequences. They got to prove a serial killer's innocence. The irony of that. Next up, guys, from Massacre Video, which apparently they're not going out of business. It was a fake bankruptcy thing that people saw. I didn't share that. You gotta give me credit. I do jump the gun sometimes out of excitement, but I didn't share that. My Red Guts, Women's Flesh from Massacre Video. This looks absolutely gnarly. Now, I just picked this up out of sheer, like, this has to be disturbing. From 1999, Tamakichi Anura. Women's Flesh, My Red Gut. Self-loathing and depression set in a young woman's household's wife is ripped apart. After her husband leaves her for another woman, pure hatred begins as the housewife starts to self-mutilate to cope with her loss. Toothbrushes, forks, and knives are all featured in this bizarre tale of sorrow and violence. Oh, God. What the hell did I get? I got another one of those After Dark titles. This one I was missing. What is this called? The Broken? I think it's called The Broken. Yeah, The Broken. With a lenticular. Look at that. Don't know much about this, guys. Got the Walmart tag, February 2009. Y'all have to tell me about that. I don't know enough about that. Really cool slip on this, though. Look at that. These Horror Fests. This is the Horror Fest 3. I don't know how many there were, but very, very cool. Very, very cool. Happy to have that. Next up, man, this is Feast, a Wes Craven Presents title. A creature feature. I may have this, but I couldn't remember, so I got it. I mean, I got it for basically 50 cents. Unrated. Got the tabs on it, too. Yeah, oh, this isn't a national video copy. Let's see. When a motley crew of strangers find themselves trapped in an isolated tavern, they must band together and battle survival against a family of flesh-hungry creatures. Terrifying and full of surprises, Feast turns the screen blood red as the group is devoured one by one. There you have it, guys. I think I've seen that, too. Ah, very nice. I managed to find a copy of Wrong Turn 2 Dead End with Slip, unrated. With the hype sticker, too. Eagerly stirs up the juicy stuff. Directed by the incomparable Joe Lynch, right? I'm a big Joe Lynch guy. And has the mighty... Oh, music by Bear McCreary. That's hysterical. But it has the mighty Henry Rollins in it. And he's great in this movie. Say hello to the missus for me. Absolutely stellar B movie. Love it to death. With Slip. Couldn't go wrong there. Wrong Turn 2 Dead End. Hysterical. One of my favorite B horror films ever. And that's clearly, in my opinion, the best Wrong Turn. I love it. Alright, guys. I got another Horror Fest. Unearthed. The Wrath of 900 Years is about to wake. And, you know, with the Slip on these. I love these Horror Fests. Some of these are actually pretty good. Is that Jared Padalecki? Or am I going nuts? I am going nuts. Boy, some of these actors just look alike. A vicious creature that has been trapped for 900 years gets unearthed during an archaeological dig in the middle of a desolate town. Wow. Unearthed. There you have it. September 2007 from Walmart. Next up, Battle of the Undead. This looks absolutely horrible. Screen Media Dark Side, but that's why I got it, because it does look absolutely horrible. The less said, the best said about this, but now I can add it to my Bargain Bin Living Dead collection, which I do love, my Bargain Bin Living Dead collection. I've got a vast collection. And how about this for a double feature? Shrink wrap still. I'll probably keep it shrink wrapped. A double feature of Freddy vs. Jason and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. This is when they were packaging the films together. Gotta love that. And then, what's so kind about them, I have two others over there. And I showed him off in a short. It was my Halloween 2 Fangoria and my Descent. He got me all four of those, and he just got them for me. And he gave them to me. He wouldn't even charge me for them. Resident Evil Extinction. Look at this Fangoria. This is the classic Fangoria with Rob Zombie's Halloween. The classic Fangoria. And then this one about Doomsday. Acne Apocalypse, which has Diary of the Dead stuff in it. So this is probably from 2006. These are amazing. This is what I love. This is the era of Fangoria that I think about the most. The 2000s. Very, very cool. So, guys, the last thing we'll talk about is we'll cut to some B-roll. What you see behind me, that is a vintage shelf that was at a gas station selling DVDs. And it was back from... No, it might have even been VHS tapes. I think Zach said it might have been from the 80s that belonged to the gas station. Those aren't things you can just buy. Like, you just get them. And I would always ask him to sell it to me, and he was like, well, I need it. I put movies on here that I sell. And now that he was getting, moving out of the business, he said, it's yours, brother. Again, I tried to buy it from him. He wouldn't charge me. I tried to at least tip him for it, but he's such a good dude. I'm really going to miss Zach. We're going to keep in touch, obviously, and check in. He told me, God, I'm getting sad. He was just like, I'll be in the comments, brother. But look at that thing. Isn't it a beauty? I made it a Friday the 13th rack with all my releases and kind of a shrine for Friday the 13th, which I love. But I got some different kind of VHS tapes in there. But what a cool piece. What a beautiful piece to have for my collection. I mean, it's just so cool. I really appreciate it, Zach. Cheers, brother. This video is for you, man. I promise you, we will bump into each other. I told him I'd come see him before he's out at the end of the month. But... I promise you, brother, we'll cross paths again. I know we're going to stay in touch, but we will cross paths again. I know it, And I want to formally thank you if you're watching this, Zach. I want to formally, and if you can't, drop a comment. That way people can know it's you. I think it'd be cool. But I want to formally thank you for going out of your way to take care of me, to hold stuff for me, hold stuff you thought I might be interested in, and to just barely take any money from it. You did not ever have to do that, but you did it because you're a good dude. And I truly will appreciate and remember the cool times I would go down there and you would say, come on back, I got stuff to show you. There's not a lot of nice people in the world anymore. There's just not. Especially in real life. Everybody's kind of out for themselves, but you would go out of your way to hit me up, hold stuff for me, and just give me ridiculous deals. You never had to do it. You never had to. I want you to know how much I appreciate you, how much I'm going to miss you. But like I said, we will cross paths again. I will see you again, man, down the road. I know it. And then when we do, the drinks are on me, brother. God bless you. And for everybody watching at home, I hope you enjoyed this video. Zach, we'll see each other again, my man. Thank you so much. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.